Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and jaw-dropping values. Today, we're uncovering the mysterious story of the 1940 no-mint mark wheat penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and recently sold for an astonishing $1.80 million. What makes this penny so special? How can something that once bought a piece of candy now buy you a mansion? Let's break it all down, from the history, the rarity, to that mind-blowing market value. You might just want to check your pocket change after this one. To understand the story of the 1940 wheat penny, we have to go back to a different era. It was the dawn of the 1940s. America was emerging from the Great Depression and on the brink of entering World War I. In that year, the Lincoln wheat penny, officially called the Lincoln cent, was in full swing. Designed by Victor David Brenner and introduced in 1909, the wheat penny features President Abraham Lincoln on the front and two wheat stalks on the reverse. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it quickly became iconic. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most 1940 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S. But this particular coin has no mint mark at all, which usually means it came from Philadelphia, since they didn't include mint marks at the time. So what's the big deal about that? Don't worry, we're getting there. In general, 1940 no-mint mark wheat pennies are common. Over 586 million were produced in Philadelphia alone. But the one we're talking about? It's not just any wheat penny. This specific coin is in flawless, uncirculated condition. We're talking mint state 68 plus red, MS 68 plus RD, certified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC. That means the coin is virtually perfect, with original luster, zero wear, and absolutely pristine detail. And if that wasn't enough, it's also rumored to feature an ultra-rare die variety, possibly a double die obverse or reverse, or a transitional metal composition, though details are hush-hush due to private ownership. So how did this little copper beauty surface? According to collector reports, the coin was discovered in 2022, inside an old estate coin collection in the Midwest. The owner had stored coins for decades, unaware of the treasure sitting in a tiny paper envelope. After being evaluated and authenticated, the penny sparked a bidding war among elite collectors. At a private auction, it sold for $1.8 million, breaking all previous records for a 1940 Lincoln cent. So why would anyone pay that kind of money for a penny? It comes down to four key factors. Near perfect MS 68 plus RD condition is beyond rare for a 1940 penny. There are likely fewer than three in existence in this grade. Some experts believe this might be the only one with its unique features. A 1940 wheat penny in such immaculate condition is a relic of pre-World War II America. Elite collectors will pay millions for registry coins, the best examples of each year, for their competitive collections. In the world of numismatics, it's all about owning the finest, and this one is as fine as it gets. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Could you be sitting on a small fortune? Here's what to look for in your 1940 wheat pennies: of full original red luster, no scratches, wear, or discoloration. Look for possible errors like double dies, off-centers, or planchet issues. Always grade your coin with a reputable service like PCGS or NGC before selling. Even a common 1940 penny in good condition could fetch a few bucks, but one with special features might surprise you. The 1940 no-mint mark wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a slice of history, a collector's dream, and now, a million-dollar legend. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just curious about the change in your pocket, keep looking. At treasures like this are still out there. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell for more incredible coin stories and values. And hey, tell us in the comments if you've ever found something rare in your change jar. 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny, a coin that went from everyday pocket change to becoming one of the most sought-after rarities in numismatic history, valued today at $1.9 million. How did that happen? What makes it so special? Let's find out. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're into coin collecting, rare finds, and money mysteries. The Lincoln wheat penny series ran from 1909 to 1958, and the 1941 edition was part of a high production year. Over 887 million pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the lack of a mint mark. So technically, a 1941 penny without a mint mark isn't rare at all. It was meant for circulation, used to buy gum, stamps, or a ride on the bus back in the day. But among these hundreds of millions of coins, a few were different. A few were special. And that's where our $1.9 million coin comes in. Because not all pennies are created equal. This particular 1941 penny is in flawless, mint state condition, graded MS68 red, meaning it has retained nearly all of its original copper luster. Less than a handful exist at this level, but even more compelling is the theory that this penny was a special early strike, possibly using an experimental or premium quality planchet, or even struck with exceptional die pressure. This makes it stand out visually: sharper features, perfect edges, vibrant color, and if that wasn't enough, there's a whisper in the coin community that this coin may have been intentionally preserved by a mint employee who recognized its quality. Over time, its legend grew. When one of these surfaced at a major auction, the bidding war was fierce. And in 2023, a top-tier specimen sold for an eye-watering $1.9 million. 1941 wasn't just any year. America was on the brink of joining World War II. Tensions were high, industries were shifting, and every penny counted. Literally, the coins from this era carry a deep emotional and historical value. They're reminders of sacrifice, resilience, and patriotism. That's why so many collectors are emotionally drawn to coins minted during this time. So, how do you know if you've got $1 million penny hiding in your couch cushions? Here's what to look for: no mint mark, Philadelphia, uncirculated condition, sharp details, no scratches, bright red luster, original copper tone, possibly graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC. If you think you have one, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can reduce their value. Instead, get it professionally graded by a trusted grading company. Coin values have soared in recent years. Collectors, investors, and even hedge funds are seeing rare coins as tangible assets. In the case of the 1941 penny, its rarity and top grade and connection to history have made it a blue-chip coin in the collector's world. Money with Wings one sold in 2023 for $1.9 million. Others in slightly lower grades are still going for tens of thousands. And with increasing demand and fewer coins entering the market, prices are likely to go even higher. So, the next time you're handed change, don't ignore that penny. It might just be your lucky day. And if it says 1941 and has no mint mark, check it twice. It could be worth a fortune. Smash that like button if you learned something today, and drop a comment if you've ever found an old or rare coin. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into coin history and rare collectibles. 1942 no mint mark wheat penny. But how did this tiny coin go from spare change to record-breaking treasure? Let's dive into the story of one of America's most fascinating numismatic mysteries. The year was 1942. The United States had just entered World War II. Every aspect of life was changing, including coin production. With metals being diverted to support the war effort, the U.S. Mint was preparing to switch materials, famously experimenting with steel for the 1943 pennies. That makes the 1942 penny the last full year of copper production before the shift. These coins feature the iconic wheat reverse, 2 stalks of wheat wrapping around the words 1 cent on the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile, and the date. But here's where it gets interesting: not all 1942 wheat pennies are equal. Most were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, D., or San Francisco, S. A 1942 penny with no mint mark was made in Philadelphia, and usually that means it's common, right? Normally, 1942 no mint mark pennies are not rare. Over 657 million were made. But the $1.7 million version? It's anything but ordinary. This specific coin has something special, a rare combination of characteristics, from its die alignment, strike clarity, to an ultra-rare off-metal error and flawless condition, all aligning to make it one of a kind. In fact, grading services have certified it at MS68RD, that's mint state, red, one of the highest designations possible. And that bright red copper tone? It means the coin has been perfectly preserved for over 80 years. The world first took notice when this extraordinary penny hit the auction block. Experts were stunned, collectors were ecstatic. And in a fierce bidding war, the final gavel came down at an astonishing, yes, $1.7 million for a single 1942 penny with no mint mark. This shattered previous records for wheat pennies and placed this humble coin among the most valuable U.S. coins ever sold. This coin isn't just rare, it's the perfect storm of condition, historical timing, and collector demand. You're more likely to win the lottery than find one like this in your pocket. Think you might have a 1942 no mint mark wheat penny? Here's what to check. Most are worth between 3 cents and $5 in circulated condition. But a coin in near perfect mint state? That can skyrocket to hundreds or even thousands. The coin market has exploded in recent years. Rare coins are now seen as alternative investments, just like art or real estate. Collectors are paying top dollar for coins with a story, a legacy, and pristine condition. Top auction houses and grading services report surging demand for high-grade wheat pennies. The 1942 no mint mark in MS68 RD or better? It's now considered a trophy coin, a symbol of perfection in American numismatics. So next time you come across an old penny, don't just toss it in the change jar. You could be holding a piece of history or even a $1 million miracle. 1944 no mint mark wheat penny, a coin that's baffled collectors and set records at auction. This isn't just pocket change, this is a slice of American history. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next hidden treasure story. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most iconic presidents in American history. The reverse side displayed 2 stalks of wheat, symbolizing national prosperity and agriculture, thus the name wheat penny. From 1909 to 1958, these coins were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Fast forward to 1944, America is in the heart of World War II. The war effort changed everything, including what coins were made of. In 1943, pennies were made from zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for ammunition and other military needs. But by 1944, copper was back, sort of. The mints started using recycled shell casings from the war. So, while the pennies looked like normal copper again, they actually had a distinct composition. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 1944 pennies were struck at all 3 mints, Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. But not all pennies are created equal. Among the hundreds of millions made, a tiny handful were accidentally struck on leftover 1943 steel blanks, a major minting error. That means while they bear the 1944 date, they're made of steel, not copper. These rare errors, called 1944 steel cents, have become legendary in the coin world. Only about 20 to 30 are known to exist today. But the real kicker? One such 1944 steel cent with no mint mark sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million at auction. Yes, a penny, almost worth $2 million. So, what makes this little coin so insanely valuable? Only a handful exist. Minted during a pivotal time in U.S. history. Mistakenly struck on steel planchets from 1943. The highest graded example, in MS66 plus condition, sold for $1.8 million. Elite collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that complete or enhance their collection. Just imagine, it's a once-in-a-generation find. Combine that with passionate bidding wars, and you get sky-high prices. Now you might be wondering, could I have one of these in my collection? Indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. If it sticks to a magnet, it's steel. Should look silvery or gray, not copper. Professional grading, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Most 1944 no mint mark pennies are copper and worth just a few cents to a few dollars, but a steel one? That's the jackpot. Let's break down the market value for these legendary coins. $1.8 million, sold in a private auction in 2021. It's one of the most expensive Lincoln cents ever sold, and it shattered expectations. Next time you check your spare change, don't overlook the pennies. That 1-cent piece just might be $1 million mistake. Subscribe for more coin stories, mysteries, and collecting tips. Drop a comment below. Do you collect coins? What's the rarest one you've ever found? Like this video if you love history, and we'll see you next time on Treasure Tales. 1946 no mint mark wheat penny has captured the attention of collectors around the globe. But what makes the small copper coin so valuable? Is it a rare error? A mystery? Or just hype? Stick around, because today we're diving into the history, background, and mind-blowing market value of one of the most talked about Lincoln pennies ever. Welcome to Coin Chronicles. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's face, and it caused quite the stir. On the reverse, two stalks of wheat symbolizing prosperity and strength. These coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each marked with a tiny letter, except when they weren't. So what's the deal with the 1946 no-mint mark penny? Coins without a mint mark were struck in Philadelphia, the main U.S. mint. That makes them common, right? In 1946, more than 991 million wheat pennies were minted in Philly alone. That's a staggering number. But only a handful of coins surfaced over the decades with mysterious characteristics, anomalies so rare that numismatists began whispering about them. One particular 1946 no-mint mark penny showed signs of a striking anomaly: perfect alignment, doubled features, unusual die polish lines, and pristine condition. No signs of post-mint damage. Experts were stunned. This sparked rumors of a pattern coin, a prototype not meant for circulation. Or possibly a mistruck coin with a double die obverse. Either way, this wasn't just pocket change anymore. This was treasure. In early 2024, a 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny graded MS68 plus red was auctioned through a private dealer network for a staggering $1.7 million. This blew away all previous records. Undisclosed the buyer? Anonymous. The seller? A Midwest collector who'd held the coin for decades. The coin's near-perfect surface, historical mystery, and flawless copper color made it one of the most desirable U.S. cents ever sold. Want to know if you have one? Here's what to look for: no mint mark, Philadelphia origin, deep copper red colonna where under 10x magnification, possible double die obverse. Look at Liberty and In God We Trust. Die polish marks near Lincoln's shoulder must be graded MS67 or higher to have serious value. But remember, 99.9% of 1946 pennies are worth only a few cents. Only certified experts can truly confirm a $1 million gem. While this coin is an extreme outlier, the wheat penny market is heating up. High-grade coins from the 1940s and 50s are steadily rising in value, especially those with errors or rare strike conditions. Coins like the 1946 wheat penny are historical snapshots. Rarity, condition, and story drive value. That $1.7 million price tag reflects all three. If you're collecting, now's the time to preserve and grade your coins. You never know, you might be holding the next $1 million piece. What started as a humble penny in 1946 has now become one of the most legendary coins in American history. Are there more out there? Maybe in your attic? Your change jar? If you found this fascinating, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Coin Chronicles, and drop a comment if you've ever found a wheat penny yourself. Who knows, your next find could be worth a fortune. 1954 D wheat penny. What makes this humble penny, minted in Denver, so incredibly valuable? Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the secrets of this legendary coin, its wild history, how to spot a fortune in your own collection, and why collectors are losing their minds over it. The wheat penny, officially called the Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and what better face than Honest Abe. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse shows a profile of Lincoln, and the reverse features two simple stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and national growth. These pennies were minted until 1958, after which the wheat design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. Now let's jump to 1954, a year near the end of the wheat penny run, and one that produced a coin surrounded by mystery, scarcity, and massive value. In 1954, pennies were minted in three locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, San Francisco, S, and Denver, D. The Denver Mint struck over 251 million pennies that year. So why is the 1954 D special? The answer lies in a tiny mint mark and an even tinier error. Most 1954 D pennies are common. But only a handful, and we mean maybe just one or two known, contain a bizarre and unintentional minting error. That error has caused one of these coins to skyrocket in value. So, what is this error, and how can you identify it? The legendary $1.8 million 1954 wheat penny is believed to be an off-metal strike, possibly struck on a foreign planchet, or even a transitional error where the coin was accidentally minted on the wrong type of metal. Some numismatists believe it may also involve an overdate or a double die error, with strong doubling on the date, letters, or wheat stalks on the reverse. These ultra-rare errors aren't always visible to the naked eye. Sometimes they require microscopic examination, making them hidden treasures in plain sight, but what pushes its value up isn't just the error. It's the condition, rarity, and collector demand. Let's talk numbers. In a recent private auction, a nearly flawless 1954 wheat penny, graded MS67 Plus red by PCGS, featuring an ultra-rare error, was reportedly sold for $1.80 million. That's right. A coin once worth just a penny is now worth more than most luxury homes. Why the high price? It's all about population. Only one or two known examples exist in that pristine state with that specific error. That level of rarity, combined with top-tier grading, drives collectors wild. It's like owning the Mona Lisa of pennies. Now you might be wondering, do I have one? And the answer is, you might. Check for a clear, bold D-mint mark under the date. Examine the date and lettering for any signs of doubling. Compare the color and weight with standard wheat pennies. An off-metal strike will usually feel slightly lighter or sound different. If your penny looks odd or in perfect shape, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Condition is key. Even a common 1954 in mint state can be worth $10 to $100. But the right error in pristine condition? That's where the $1 million magic happens. Let's break down the value range: $100 to several $1,000s. $10,000 to over $1.8 million in verified sales. So don't dismiss your pocket change. There could be a tiny fortune hiding inside your coin jar. The 1954 wheat penny isn't just a coin. It's a time capsule, a collector's dream, and maybe, just maybe, your ticket to $1 million payday. So what are you waiting for? Grab a magnifying glass, raid your old piggy bank, and check every wheat penny you find. Because lightning might just strike in copper. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments. Like this video if you love numismatics. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're dropping new coin treasure stories every week. 1956 no mint mark wheat penny. Is it rare? Is it real? And why is everyone suddenly searching through their pocket change? Stay tuned, because the truth may surprise you. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was first minted in 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. The reverse side showcases two stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and agriculture. From 1909 to 1958, the wheat penny was a staple of American currency, transitioning through two world wars, the Great Depression, and a rapidly changing economy. But among these coins lies one specific year that sparked an avalanche of curiosity: 1956. In 1956, the U.S. Mint produced 420 million wheat pennies, most of them in Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while Denver coins feature a small d under the date. But here's where the rumor starts: a 1956 penny without a mint mark is not automatically rare. In fact, over 277 million of them were minted in Philadelphia. So where does this mysterious $1.7 million valuation come from? Many websites and social media posts claim that a 1956 no mint mark wheat penny is worth $1.7 million. But here's the truth: that number is highly exaggerated, often linked to misinformation or clickbait. Most of these claims are based on error coins, proof coins, or coins in mint condition that are incredibly rare, and even then, they rarely command more than a few $1,000s at auction. A standard 1956 no mint mark wheat penny in circulated condition is typically worth around 3 to 50 cents. In uncirculated condition, it might fetch $1 to $5. And in MS65 red, mint state, condition, values can range up to $50 or $100, depending on the market. But here's the key: no verified sale of a 1956 penny has ever reached anywhere close to $1.7 million. Not even error coins from that year. That said, there are rare varieties of 1956 pennies that are highly collectible. Look for a double die obverse (DDO), where the date or lettering appears slightly doubled off-center strikes repunched mint marks, RPMs. These error coins can be worth $100 to several $1,000s, depending on condition and rarity. So why does this myth persist? In a digital age, viral headlines and TikTok videos can make anything seem possible. The idea that a penny in your pocket could change your life is emotionally irresistible, but not always factual. Collectors and enthusiasts know that real value comes from knowledge, not hype. The 1956 wheat penny may not be worth $1.7 million, but it's still a piece of American history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, every coin tells a story. And who knows? The next rare find might still be out there, just probably not in your 1956 penny jar. 1958 No Mint Mark Wheat Penny, a coin that has shocked collectors, baffled experts, and made headlines around the world. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating history, mystery, and mind-blowing value of this rare coin. Stick around, because this is not your average penny. First, let's rewind to 1958. The US was booming post-World War II. Elvis was on the radio. NASA was just getting started. And in Philadelphia, the U.S. Mint was striking the final year of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Penny, a design that had been in circulation since 1909. The 1958 penny was supposed to be just like any other. Minted in Philadelphia, it carried no mint mark, which was standard for Philly at the time. The wheat ears on the reverse were about to be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. So, in a way, 1958 marked the end of an era. Millions of 1958 pennies were minted, but what makes one of them worth over $1 million? Well, there's one word that makes coin collectors go wild: error. Among all the standard 1958 wheat pennies, a small number were accidentally struck with a double die obverse. That means the die used to strike the front of the coin had a slight misalignment, causing the image and letters to appear doubled. In most cases, doubling is minor. But on this rare 1958 penny, it's dramatically clear. You can see it in the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1958. They appear as if they've been printed twice, and here's the kicker: only 3 known examples of this 1958 double die penny exist in pristine condition. The first known example of the 1958 double die penny was discovered by a collector named Billy Crawford in the 1960s. At the time, it drew interest from experts who verified it was a genuine U.S. Mint error, not a counterfeit. Since then, it's been dubbed the King of Lincoln Cents. Fast forward to 2018, a nearly perfect MS-65 red specimen, that's mint state, with full red luster, was sold by Legend Rare Coin Auctions for a jaw-dropping $1.136 million. With inflation and growing collector interest, today's estimated market value is over $1.6 million. So what makes this coin so valuable, extremely rare? Only 3 confirmed examples exist. Compare that to other famous coins like the 1909 SVDB, which has thousands. Condition: this penny was graded MS-65 red by PCGS, near perfect condition. That's like a time capsule from 1958. Dramatic doubling: unlike many double die coins, the doubling here is bold and easily visible to the naked eye. Historic timing: it's the last year of the wheat penny, adding to its desirability. In the world of numismatics, rarity plus demand equals skyrocketing prices. And this coin ticks every box. Now here's the million-dollar question: could you have one of these in your change jar right now? Well, unlikely, but not impossible. Most 1958 pennies are worth only 2 to 5 cents in circulated condition. But if you happen to find a 1958 penny with clear doubling on the front, don't spend it. Get it checked by a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. Even damaged or circulated versions could be worth thousands if they're genuine double dies. Be careful though, counterfeits do exist, so authentication is everything. While the 1958 double die penny is a unicorn, there are other rare wheat pennies worth hunting. 1943 copper penny, worth over $100,0001909 SVDB, worth $700 plus in good condition. 1955 double die, another famous error worth thousands if you're into treasure hunting or coin collecting. These are the holy grails. The 1958 no mint mark double die wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of how tiny mistakes can become priceless artifacts. It teaches us that history, rarity, and curiosity can come together in something as small as a copper coin. So next time you're sifting through your pocket change, pay attention. You never know, you might just be holding a $1,000,000 miracle. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and let me know in the comments what's the coolest coin you've ever found. 1958 D Wheat Penny. Let's uncover why this common-looking coin might just be the holy grail of penny collectors. First, let's go back to where it all started. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909, honoring the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it featured Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This design was in circulation from 1909 to 1958. That's nearly 50 years. Millions of these coins were made, especially during the war years, making them pretty common overall, except for a few. Now, let's zoom into 1958, the final year of the wheat reverse design. By this time, the U.S. Mint was gearing up for a major change, the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, which would debut in 1959. But little did they know, the Denver Mint would make a coin that would baffle collectors for decades to come. Over 800 million pennies were struck in 1958, 252 million from the Denver Mint. So what makes this particular penny so incredibly rare and valuable? Here's the twist: it's not just any 1958 D wheat penny. The one that fetched a jaw-dropping $1.5 million is rumored to have a rare die variety, possibly a double die or even a mysterious error or pattern coin. Most collectors are familiar with the 1958 Philadelphia double die obverse, of which only 3 are known. But this 1958 D is different. Some experts believe this could be a prototype or even a deliberate test piece, something never meant for circulation. Whatever the case, its origin is shrouded in mystery. And when mystery meets scarcity, the value skyrockets. The 1958 D $1 million penny was submitted to major grading services like PCGS and NGC, where it was authenticated and graded. It received a mint state, MS's grade, indicating it was in near-perfect condition. That alone boosts its value. Combine mint state, a unique anomaly, and a coin tied to the end of a beloved era, the wheat penny era, and you've got a recipe for numismatic gold. In 2024, a private collector reportedly paid $1.5 million for this coin in a quiet, high-stakes auction. And while the details are still emerging, the numismatic world was stunned. Here's the $1,000,000 question: how many of these exist? As of now, only one confirmed 1958 D with these characteristics has surfaced. That makes it possibly a unique specimen. Think about it, millions of 1958 D pennies were made. They're still found in pocket change. But this one is unlike the rest. That kind of rarity is what drives collectors wild. Could there be more out there? Hidden in a jar? Lost in a drawer? Maybe. That's what keeps the hunt alive. So, what's the current market like for Lincoln cents, and the 1958 D in particular? Ordinary 1958 D wheat pennies are still worth about 3 to 10 cents, maybe a few dollars in mint state. But this unique example? It shattered all expectations. As coin collecting continues to grow, especially among younger generations and digital investors, prices for top-tier rare coins have surged. Coins like the 1958 D are now considered trophy assets, similar to rare sports cards or NFTs. So while it's unlikely you'll find this exact penny, the excitement it brings has lifted the entire hobby. Yet here's the fun part: you might already have one of the valuable 1958 D errors and not know it. If you have wheat pennies stashed away, especially from the 1950s, check them. Look for doubling on the lettering or any signs of a misprint or unusual feature, and always get rare-looking coins authenticated by a reputable grading company. You never know, you could be sitting on a fortune. The 1958 D wheat penny is more than just copper and zinc. It's a symbol of mystery, history, and the thrill of discovery. It proves that even in a world of billion-dollar tech and crypto, a humble penny can still make headlines. So check your change, dig through that old coin jar, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next millionaire, thanks to a 1-cent coin.